All right, welcome to another episode of The American Dream. I'm your host, Craig Sewing, and your consumer activist. We're going to be diving into things that are on the front page of the paper. Some controversy in social media. Mark Zuckerberg has a lot to say about that. And I'm going to dive into what's happening in the financial market and the real estate market. As you know, my goal with every show is to educate, empower, and engage your American dream. Let's start it right now. Every single day, you are consumed with information. With the 24/7 negative news cycle and a pop culture that's polluting the airways, all selling out for the ratings game. Well, guess what? There's a more positive way to look at life. You live in the greatest city in the greatest country on the planet. Every day with our elite network of professionals, our goal is to educate, empower, and engage. And now it's time to fight for your American dream. All right, now joining us in studio, she is a TV host, has her own podcast, she is an author, and she is a CFE, and she's wearing red, white, and blue. Good to have you on, Shirlene Reeves.
Well, thank you. I'm really excited to be here with you.
Great giddy up today.
It's all for you.
Oh, I really appreciate it. You got a lot you can talk about. CFE, what is that?
CFED, Certified Financial Educator.
Cool.
Yes.
So we will we'll dive into the market a little bit. You also host a TV show, a podcast. You're an author. What's the content of everything you do on all these shows?
It's all about business, finance, family, and lifestyle.
Sounds like you have a lot of influence with these things.
I do, yeah. Because really, if you think about it, you have to do well with your business if you have one, and then you do really well with your finances, and it takes care of your family, and then you got this great lifestyle, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where's your passion come from?
My passion comes from wanting to make sure that people understand easy principles for finance, because I feel like they're not watching their market and they don't even know what's in their bank accounts as far as their 401ks and IRAs go.
From all of your listeners and viewers, do you think most people have a good grasp of it, some people, or are we in trouble? A lot of people are just clueless.
We're definitely in trouble.
Okay.
If I say to people, do you put your money in your 401k and look the other way? Because they really don't know what's in there. They don't know how it's performing, and they lean on others to have control of their account. And then they get upset when the market goes down and they say, oh, there's not much left in my account. I don't know why.
What if you're just getting started? What's your advice?
If you're just getting started, by all means, don't put any money in the market.
Yeah.
And I have 5 steps to financial freedom, but the first thing is always to make sure that you have cash flow. That's so important.
Be ahead of your expenses.
Yeah, absolutely. And some people will think it's great to get into a new company, and they actually put their money into a 401k and end up
with that company?
Yes, and then they don't have any money to pay their debts or pay their food, and they just think, oh, it's great, and then the market sucks it up and it's gone anyway.
Not to mention other things like fees and taxes and inflation, all the things that really have nothing to do with the market.
Absolutely.
You actually have a strategy to empower people's retirement. So I just asked you about getting started. What about if you have a job and you've been saving and you just want to enhance what you're doing? What are your steps here?
Well, you know, they offer you that 401k after, if you've been in a job like 90 days. Oh, you get to be in the 401k. But there's 4 things that are a problem with the 401k. You want to know what they are?
Yes.
Well, I mentioned one. You lose control.
It'd be really weird if I would have said no there.
Yeah, it would have been.
But I do want to know. So you got these 4 points. You've narrowed them down.
Yes, and one of them is you lose control. I just talked about that. You have no control over what the market's going to do, whether it goes up or it goes down. And people are under this misconception that if the points go down, and people, that's money. Points are money. If the market goes down and then it goes up to where it was before, that, oh, good, we topped out. I made it back. You didn't make it back, because when it goes down, it erodes away at the principal that you have sitting in that account. So you never go back up where you were. What I'm trying to say to you is that if you don't put it in a 401k, pay off all your debt instead of investing your money. Pay that debt off first and make sure that you're comfortable. We're about to go through the holiday season too. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Here comes the debt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to buy the gifts.
Exactly. So then we've got all this on the credit cards, or we have college tuition money that we need to pay, and all those cost money. All those create
high interest rates.
Yes.
Yeah, and they hurt your credit, which can affect everything else as well.
Absolutely.
So what I like about you, Shirlene, is that you can you can actually give people actionable advice
I can.
right away. It's fun to comment on the market and what the latest stock or IPO did, but what we want to do on this show, my number one job is to be a consumer advocate. To have you on and just give some strategic advice is great.